Okay, so we're doing teardowns today, and since I am obsessed with email, I'm going to do a teardown of two different email programs. So let me just see. Let me do the share screen, which I do millions of times, but always feel like it's hard. Okay, everyone got it? Welcome to my inbox. Okay, so I want to go through two different brands, and the reason I'm doing this is because the first brand is a subscription. The second brand is not. And they have vastly different email programs, which is super fun. Let's see. Okay, so Dear Brightly is a skincare company. So they make, they actually make medicated retinoid. And so that's why you'll see like this particular email from your provider, because they use actual doctors to help write a prescription for you without having to go to a dermatologist. So it's a really great brand. This is their entire program. I made my first purchase with Dear Brightly on December 19th. And this is all the emails I've had since then. So I don't always get a reminder. You can see February and May, and then May again, but that was it. So I don't have a consistent email schedule with them. I checked my spam and looked for other places where the emails might have been. And I'm assuming these emails are automated. I hope that they are for their sake, but there's something happening with their deliverability on some of these emails. So it's important to know if your emails are landing, and there's some great email checking tools, 250 OK, and there's another one that's cheaper that I just lost. But you want to know what your deliverability is for your IP address and how things show up in the inbox. I do use a lot of labels. The other thing about these particular emails that I am just looking at on the surface is the from name and the subject line are really important. And I'm actually going to pull this out, so we can see the little preview text too. So from name, the very first email I got, my order confirmation was from support. So I don't know what company that is. And when I look at it in my inbox, it actually says no name, it's from no one. Support at Dear Brightly. It pulls in that support that before the @ sign in your email address. It pulls that into the from name if you don't give it a from name. So these messages don't have a from name. And in a busy inbox, I have no idea who this is that's emailing me. So you definitely want to have a real name in the from. They use Dear Brightly. I would personally do a human being at Dear Brightly. So if there's a person who represents customer service, or even the founder or one of the providers to send these emails, and maybe it's a combination of those different people, but hearing from an actual person makes a real difference in the inbox, and definitely at least having the brand. The brand is one time an incorporated brand and then not anymore after that. So that's interesting. The other thing you can see is that I don't get a receipt for each of my monthly purchases. Not a big deal. I'm not tracking these receipts in any way, but for someone who is hoping for a receipt every time they are charged, that's a problem. And maybe something that can be, if it's delivered in a portal, you can send an email about how to find your receipts on an ongoing basis, so you don't clog up inboxes with receipts that aren't wanted. I don't need them. I don't know how many people actually need a receipt, but maybe some people do for health insurance, FSAs, or things like that. So you want to always make sure you know about your customers to know what they need, and giving them a receipt option, an email about how to find the receipts if they need one, would go a long way. I also have no onboarding emails beyond, and I don't even have a January email in here. Actually, I think that this is because my order is on a 2 or 3 month sequence. I only get it's not a monthly basis. Maybe it's 6 weeks. But even still, there's no kind of onboarding here. There's a message from my provider. That's great. But I don't have any additional information I'm a first-time retinoid user and I want to know more about the product without having to do research on the internet, which is a scary place when you start looking at cosmetics information and skincare information. So I am trusting this brand with my skin by putting their products on it, and I want to trust them to tell me how to use it, information about it, why I should continue to use it over time. So I would love to see some kind of sequence like that. The more you can educate your customers, the more connected to the brand they are. The other thing that they do is this RE in subject lines. Please, please don't do this. It is RE and forward are reserved for when you are actually replying to an email and when you are actually forwarding an email. If you are not doing that, and you're not in this case because these are automated emails, don't use that subject line. It is a fast track to getting marked as spam, and that majorly impacts your deliverability. People hate it. Maybe it's cute the first time, but it's not cute on an ongoing basis. And there was a period of time last year maybe where everyone was using RE and it got really out of control. And I think a lot of brands have dialed back, but I just wanted to point that out. The other brand I wanted to talk about is Somersault. So Somersault is a swimsuit brand, and swimsuits aren't typically on subscription, but they do rely on repeat purchases, excuse me, and they do have other products. So they have obviously a full swimsuit line. They also sell cover-ups and beach towels and things like that. So they have complementary products, and so they want to continue to talk to their customers. And you can see, I joined their list in March. So in comparison to Dear Brightly, where I joined their list in December and I have this many emails, Somersault, I joined their list in March. I've not made a purchase with Somersault. And this is how many emails I have from them. So it's a significant difference, 17 emails versus like 5 or 6. So you can see that Somersault really cares about their subscribers. They're using Somersault as their from name. A lot of the subject lines are very sale focused, which I would steer clear of as much as possible. Using these kinds of driving languages that drive people to open emails, our fan favorite spring puffer, get a little something extra from us. So those kinds of things are incredibly helpful to drive people to open the email. If it just continues to promote an existing sale, so this is, here's our first ever sale, 48 hours left, last call, all of that. Those are great things to send, but the subject lines could be a little more enticing. If I'm not interested in this sale, now I'm just getting these emails, and really the entire body, like copy, is in that subject line. I have no incentive to open this other than if I want to take advantage of that sale. So when those are done over and over again, it can be really frustrating if you get emails from Rugs USA or All Modern or Wayfair or any of those umbrella brands. You'll see that pattern showing up all the time, and it's obnoxious. So one thing that they do is they do a really good job of customizing the preview text. So it actually looks like in some cases it's just pulling in from the body copy. And you can see that where it pulls in right here. This is actually pulling from their logo. But if you look at some of them, get these styles before they sail off into the sunset. That I believe is personalized preview text, and that's really important to drive those opens. I want to pull up this really quickly. I use Litmus Scope to look at emails. I'll drop it in the chat. Litmus Scope is a free tool that Litmus provides, and anyone can use it. You can use it to go see the code of any email, and you can swipe other people's email code, which is super fun. But you can also take a look at what your emails look like on mobile and also in text only. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. Somersault uses one image emails over and over again, and they look really pretty, and they look pretty in every inbox because they're one image, and so they don't look different in Gmail from Outlook and Yahoo and whatever. So they're all the same, and you guys, you're gonna hear my kids screaming in the background now. So these one image emails are terrible for accessibility. If people don't have images displayed or are using a screen reader and can't see images, this is the entire email, which is a whole bunch of links to images and your giant footer. So this is what a lot of emails look like in e-commerce. And I am a huge advocate for getting away from the one image emails because there's nothing, this is a lot of really great text content, but it's buried in an image. So you got to separate out your images from your text. And that's all I've got. And I'm going to mute myself now because my little one's screaming.